Hello? Hey baby, you can come on in. Yeah, you can come on up here. This is gonna make me very sad. Oh, hello, it's Emily, and I'm here today to talk about the books that I am planning on reading in the month of July. June was a very successful reading month, so I'm very excited to talk about those and some upcoming wrap-ups. But yeah, it was a good month. Planning on continuing to mood read for the most part. I pick from the select things that I brought with me and just continue to go through them in whatever order I want to. So let's just jump straight in. I'm almost done with The Well of Ascension and would absolutely love to continue on with The Hero of Ages. This is the third book in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. This follows a world where kind of the Dark Lord ruler won the battle for power and has been reigning for 1,000 years. And it's kind of the story of the resistance, and it's amazing, and it follows a couple of Mistborns, and Mistborns in this world use metal and ingest metal to get power, and if you can ingest and burn all of the kinds of metal for power, you are a Mistborn. Most people can only burn one kind of metal if they have that ability at all. So you follow some Mistborns who are part of this resistance. It's amazing, it's wonderful, I love this series. So hopefully I can continue on to the third one in the month of July. I also said, just speaking of series that I had been trying to keep up with, I said that I would read this in June. Didn't happen, but so it goes. So I really would love to get to Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. I'm planning on this being my next physical read, and probably going to listen to the audiobook while physically reading it. This is happening soon. Get ready for it. This follows Fitz, and he is the, it's getting very glary, sorry. He is the bastard son of the prince of this kingdom, and he is kind of returned to the palace at one point, and the prince, his father, kind of abdicates. He's the king in waiting, kind of abdicates, leaves, and Fitz is just kind of left there to kind of be raised by a mix of people who are at the palace, and the king wants him to be trained as an assassin, and kind of goes from there and follows his training and follows some of his early missions, and then the story continues in this one. So very excited for that. And those are the two main physical books that I want to get to in July. I think there's of course a lot of other possibilities because I brought home a ridiculous number of books. And I might be in the mood to continue my reread of Harry Potter and pretend like J.K. Rowling isn't a trash human being. We'll see how that goes. But I do really want to continue rereading the Harry Potter series because it is just such a comfort series for me. And I only brought the third and fourth one back home with me, and I would love to annotate as I'm rereading, so might be in the mood to do that. We'll see. I also, towards the beginning, maybe like April-ish time, I read the first two books in this, yeah, I think it was April. I read the first two books in the Invisible Library series by Genevieve Cogman. This is the third one, The Burning Page. There's also The Lost Plot, which is the fourth one. I have those two. I think there's 6 out in the series, I want to say. It's either 5 or 6, and I have the first 4. So I'm probably going to want to continue with those, so that could happen in the month of July. It follows Irene, and she is a librarian in a very special magical library that's kind of outside of space and time. My dream job, and she's kind of a library spy person who goes to different places in time and just collects different texts that she needs to collect for the library. And sometimes it's kind of ordinary, you know, she just kind of goes to this alternate, is what they're called, gets the text that she needs, comes back, and then sometimes it's this crazy ride, and this follows one of her missions that ends up being a crazy adventure. She's also training someone named Kai, and so she's kind of bringing him along for this adventure, and she gets caught up in the politics between different groups of people. It's been so much fun so far. So might want to continue with that. I also said that I would read these in April since it was the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. Did not happen. But I still really would like to actually finish Silent Spring by Rachel Carson. This, of course, kind of helped galvanize the environmental movement as we know it, and kind of help increase demand for the establishment of something like the EPA and different environmental regulations to be able to clean up air and water and regulate pesticides and chemicals and things like that. And I read most of it in grad school. I never finished it. So I want to finish it. So hopefully I can do that this month. I also want to finish the second half of Merchants of Doubt by Naomi Oreskes and Eric M. Conway. And this is a super pivotal text in kind of the research that's been done about how different groups of people, or even the same groups of people across different industries, have just kind of sowed doubt on research and science. Kind of sowing doubt on the science, for example, that says that smoking leads to cancer, or sowing doubt on the science that talks about how humans are changing the climate, and just in general kind of inhibiting biodiversity. And I mean, it talks about a bunch of different examples of how these groups of people have been able to kind of sow doubt in the mind of the public, even if the science is very strong on a particular subject. So as I said, I read about half of it, and I want to actually finish reading it. I also could see myself picking up Black Lung Captain, or The Black Lung Captain by Chris Wooding, and continuing on with the Ketty J series. It's basically a space pirate series. Again, exactly what I want in the summer is to read about space pirates. And so I might pick this series back up. I read the first one in March, I believe, and yeah, I've been excited to continue on with the series. I have the second and third one with me, so I could also pick this one back up, but you know. So those are at least some of the physical books I could get to. Of course, I also need to catch up on the fairy loots that I've been getting. I am now caught up through March, so I need to read March, April, and May's, and we're about to get the June box. So I also will have a bunch of fairy loots, but I might just, I don't know, maybe next month or something, I'll have a period where I just like binge all the fairy loots that I need to catch up on. We'll see. Apparently Achilles has some things to say and some very strong opinions about me reading the fairy loot books. So as far as audiobooks, at least on Libby right now, I've got a few different things. So Sometimes I Lie by Alice Sweeney. I said that this might come available in June, and it did at the very end of June, and I just haven't been able to get to it yet. But I will get to Sometimes I Lie very soon before I need to return it to the library. And this one follows a woman who's in a coma. She can still hear and kind of auditorily understand what's going on, but can't really communicate or open her eyes or kind of let people know that she can still hear them. And she's in the hospital with, I believe, her husband and her sister or something like that, and they might be the ones that put her in the coma. Dun dun dun! And so I'm very excited for that one. I also have Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow, ready to go. I'm so pumped about this. I don't know, I'm feeling some middle grade. And I've heard that this one is just a really, really precious story about a girl named Morgan Crow who was born on a very unlucky day, and essentially was told that she was unlucky, that she was the cause of all of the bad things happening around her, and that she would die on her 11th birthday, but she ends up being rescued and kind of taken to a place called Nevermore. And I just heard it's an incredible series. Also, the 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield ready to go. This one follows I believe it's a writer, and she has, I believe it follows a writer, and she needs to kind of tell the true story of her life or something like that. I don't really remember. But I did recently read another Diane Setterfield book, Once Upon a River, and absolutely loved it and loved the writing, so I'm just excited to check out more Diane Setterfield. So those are at least ones that I've got on Libby, and of course, you know, there's always stuff on Audible and stuff on Scribd, so who knows what I'll be in the mood to listen to on those, but I know that at least those 3 audiobooks will be listened to very soon. So that's a potential not very helpful list of things that I may or may not read in the month of July. But I like making TBRs, and I like at least kind of somewhat sort of maybe prioritizing. That's done me really well recently, and so ultimately I'm just going to continue and not make promises about what I'm going to read. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you're going to be reading in the month of July. I'll of course continue to link below a bunch of resources for how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement, so please be sure to check out the description below, and I will also link my Instagram and Twitter. That's how I like to hang out and chat with people. And yeah, be sure to subscribe for more bookish content, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!